lovelies, I'm doing my June wrap-up today, and I'll be doing a quicker version than I did before when I did monthly wrap-ups, because I will not be reviewing every individual book that I read this month, because I read 31 books this month alone, and that would just take forever. I tried to do that video and it was over half an hour long, and that is just way too long to watch. I would never watch that, so I will not be doing that. So instead, I will give you the titles, the authors, and the rating I give the books, and I will be letting you know which books I already plan to make a book talk or discussion or, review about. And if you have any other books that you are interested in hearing my thoughts or options about, just let me know in the comments. I also did a few Readathon wrap-ups already this month, and I will link all of those down below, because I give mini reviews for the books I read during that time as well. So check out the links if you want to see which books I read during those readathons and see actual reviews about them. Okay, so let's start with the actual books in the order I read them in, and here are the books and the ratings. The first book I read was Mongolia by Christy Cook, which I gave 3 stars to. The next one was Stars Above by Marissa Meyer, which also got 3 stars. Ruby by Cynthia Bond was the next one, and that earned 4.5 stars from me. Ferris by Marissa Meyer, I gave 4 stars. The Night We Said Yes by Lauren Gibaldi, I gave 3 stars to. Even When You Lie to Me by Jessica Alcott got 2.5 stars from me. And both The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh, I gave 5 stars each. Then I read The Children Act by Ian McEwan, which I gave 3 stars. These Vicious Masks by Taran Shankar and Kelly Zakas earned 5 stars. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Madison got 3 stars. When We Collided by Emery Lord got 5 stars. Illumini by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff got 3 stars. The Bigness of the World by Laurie Ostland got 2.5 stars from me. The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Madison got 3 stars. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist by Rachel Kahn and David Leatherton got 2.5 stars as well. Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee got 5 stars. Angerichtet, or The Dinner by Hermann Koch, got 2.5 stars. A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan got 5 stars. Then I read The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, which I gave 3 stars. The next one was Soldier by Julie Kagawa, which I gave 4 stars to. And then I read The Meek One by Dostoevsky, which I gave 5 stars to. Frostbite by Rachel Mead, which I gave 2.5 stars to. Then I read the other 2 books in the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. It's Not Summer Without You, which earned 2.5 stars, and We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which I gave 2 stars to. Candidate, A Love Story by Tracy Evans, which earned 4 stars. Faking Perfect by Rebecca Phillips, which earned 3 stars. Then I read the non-fiction book A Body Intelligent by Joseph Cardello, I think is his name. I gave 3 stars. And then I read Steer My Broken Brain and Heels That Brought Me Home by Jessica Fector, and I gave that book 4 stars. And lastly, I read Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Nouvel. I'm going to say his name. I'm pretty sure I did that wrong, but I gave that book 5 stars. So those were all 31 books I read, and I know that were a lot of titles and authors, and I'm sorry. But to sum it up, it came down to the stars of 8 5-star books, 1 4.5-star books, 3 4-star books, 9 3-star books, 6 2.5-star books, and 1 2-star book. I read 15 ebooks, 5 of those were e-arcs or review books, if you want to call it that, 11 paperbacks, and 2 hardcover books. I read a total of 9,702 pages, not counting any books that I have not yet finished. And now on to the books that I want to do reviews for. The first one is When We Collide, because that was just a very special book about depression. And then I want to do a book talk about These Vicious Masks, because that was just a very different and very special book that I want to share with people, and I never heard anybody else talk about it, so I want to share my thoughts about this one. I also want to do a review about The Completed Duology, because I loved both of those books and I think it's worth sharing my thoughts about. And lastly, I also want to do a book review about The Sleeping Giant, because I never really heard people talk about that book either, and I love that so much that I want to share it. And then lastly, the last category I want to talk about in this wrap up today is my favorite book of the month, which should come to no surprise right now since I already raved about this book quite a few times, and that is Sleeping Giants. And just such a different kind of book and such a unique experience, and I really wasn't expecting to love it so much. So that just makes it so much better and so much more fantastic to me, and it was just great, and you should all read it. You really should. It's a fantastic mixture of could that really happen and completely science fiction. You can just decide for yourself what side you're on, and it's just fantastic and you should read it. And my least favorite book of the month is actually a trilogy, and that should also not be coming as a surprise, since that is the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han, which I don't know if I just don't like Jenny Han's writing, if it's just not right for me, or if I was just completely not in the right mindset to read that series. Either way, I did not enjoy it, I didn't have a good time, and so it is my least favorite book series of the month. That was it. That was the entire wrap up I'm going to do today, and I know it was kind of quick and rushed and rambly, but I really tried to do it in a more mini review kind of way, which I've done before and during the readathon wrap ups, but it just took forever, and as I said, I did over half an hour and I wasn't done yet, and it was just so long. I will be doing those 4 book talks for sure. If you want me to do any other kind of book talk or book review of any kind, please let me know. You can also just ask me in the comments what I thought or what I felt, and I will tell you there as well. I would love to know what books you read during the month, or which books you didn't love as much during the month, because that is always fun to talk about as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!